Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's talk. And today's talk is, very important because our guest today is Captain Venkat, who is not only a veteran but also a serial entrepreneur and also founder of Zanik Jobs, which is a platform which has been helping veterans for a very long time, and he has deep insight into what is there happening in the industry. So let's welcome Captain Venkat. Venkat, are you there?
Hi, good
Hi,
morning,
Venkat.
everyone.
Welcome.
Hi, sir.
Good to finally get to meet you, though this is a virtual meeting, but then better to meet virtually or otherwise. So
Yeah,
let me first introduce Captain Venkat. Captain Venkat is a short service commissioned officer of the Army, and he's a founder of Zanik Jobs. If you people don't know what Zanik Jobs is, which I'm sure you must be knowing, then you must Google it, and you must also go to the Zanik Job LinkedIn page. Must go to LinkedIn, must connect with Venkat on LinkedIn as well. He has a strong commitment to empowering military veterans. He has very successfully led various technical ventures, including Bridgehead and ForgeNet, and his dedication to veteran empowerment has actually garnered tremendous recognition from media, government, and private organizations. And that very truly reflects his passion for assisting veterans in their transition to civil corporate sector to innovative solutions. I salute you, Venkat, in your pursuit. And since we have a common goal, and that's how we are getting together. So, first, let's hear you. The first words from you.
Jai Hind, everyone. And I'm glad to be here, glad to be on your platform. One thing I really like about your platform is you've been tremendously consistent. And I think that's the rule of the game. Consistency can beat luck. Consistency can beat anything. And you've been really, really consistent. I've been following up your talks. Salute to you. So thank you so much for bringing me on this and giving me an audience to speak with the transitioning veterans and the other folks. Thank you.
Well, Venkat, we have a lot of, since you are kind of, I can say, LinkedIn of veteran community. So we have a lot to talk, and there will be a lot of questions also. I will urge the audience to ask questions. So we will not waste much time. First, let's hear your personal story, how from short service army officer to founding Zanik Jobs. What was the inspiration?
Yeah, I left. I'm a short service 70 batch. 70 is 2000 to 2005. 2nd September, I left the service on 2005. 2005, 2nd September. Yeah. And Zanik is a non-profit which I formed in September 2022. Between 2nd September 2005 and 20 September 2022, it's almost 17 years. And years I founded Bridgehead, ForgeNet, Applied to FetchDeck, and a couple of other tech companies and platforms. All of them have been in the arena of helping veterans increase their opportunity scope outside in second, third, fourth, fifth careers, whatever that we can call it. There has been the path has been pretty interesting with a lot of highs and lows. Yes, I've had quite a few successful companies making decent money, and quite many, in fact, much more than them, money-sucking endeavors which I've been through. But I can term them as lessons. So I've got more lessons. So that helped me really build, continue to the next steps.
Great. So, we know about Zanik Jobs. Not many people know about Bridgenet and ForgeNet. Can you just tell us very briefly what they were about?
Bridgehead started off as a consulting firm. That was okay when I was in IIM Lucknow, the 6-month course. I was just passing out there itself. I started my work of helping our veterans get jobs. So that was the first time when I went to DGR's office. He said, no, okay, please don't. No, we are not entertaining any officers who have come here for jobs. I was going through that course then. It's been just 3 months. So I told him, no, sir, I've not come here for a job for myself, but I've come here to open the opportunities for the other veterans. That was when he gave me space. He said, okay, fine, fine. You can meet me up tomorrow morning and tell me what's your plan. So that was the first step, which was the building block for my first company. I left on 2nd September. 3rd September, I established Bridgehead Consulting. It was about connecting the two worlds, that is the corporate and the veterans, through information asymmetry. We have this huge information asymmetry, which I've realized, which almost everyone realizes. So there's a lot of research which we did about corporates, about job domains, roles, and then we were putting it up on our website. I'm a non-techie, by the way, I'm a non-techie. I'm a management grad prior to, I had this huge hunch about tech. So in 2005 itself, I started building a website which was a forum, which was about providing all this information online, and then we also set up the first information call center purely for Fauji's who wanted to know about a company, a job, or how to actually go about it. Today, it's just actually put it on WhatsApp. But just back then in 2005, it was not easy. I mean, we didn't have these many things. So one of my folk, one guy and me, we were there. People used to call up and we used to tell them, okay, this is how it is. You applied through this, if things like that. So Bridgehead was all about that. It was helping it was plugging the information asymmetry between both the worlds, and then there was this jobs platform. I mean, we were doing consulting, helping corporates hire Fauji's. That was so we were, and then major part there was all about helping corporates know the various possibilities that where they can hire Fauji's. So 2005, 2006, it was predominantly these 3-4 domains where our folks were being hired. So we were doing campaigns. We were doing campaigns, offline campaigns. We were doing webinars for the corporates to tell them, okay, look, hire them for program management. You can actually hire them for strategy. You can hire them for business development. This is like these are the skill set. This is how you can do it. And we were doing extensively those things. Some of the seminars that we did were along with NASCOM and HICI, NMASE also. That was what Bridgehead did. Subsequently,
Right.
ForgeNet came into existence. ForgeNet was India's first LinkedIn. It was a professional networking site for LinkedIn. Work started in 2007, and then 2009 September we launched the first prototype of ForgeNet. Just LinkedIn, the LinkedIn that we know of today, it was in the nascent stages then, and then hardly any of our folks were hardly there, and they were not really comfortable in connecting on LinkedIn. Just far and few. So I decided to build a networking site, which was ForgeNet, because Forge and network. So ForgeNet. So it started off as a professional networking site, helping our folks do everything that you can think of what we do on LinkedIn. Everything used to happen there, and corporates used to connect. There was a separate window for the corporates who can answer their queries, trigger questions, trigger the positions and stuff. Subsequently, ForgeNet continued to provide value-added services like the hiring, and then assessments. We devised many assessments for Forges. Prior to joining Forge, we have SSB, but after leaving, there are different competencies and different skill sets which are required for different jobs. It works both the ways. So we devised a lot of assessments, did online and offline assessments, NMASE at individual level also, and many other things. So that was ForgeNet. Bridgehead and Fortune, they were the predominant pillars. I can proudly say that who really changed. I mean, which really changed the landscape of veteran hiring in India in our own level. And today, the top guys, almost all the top guys, the Fauji's that you see at the CXO levels or the VP plus levels, majority of them have gone through some or the other way, encountered one or the other service offering of ForgeNet or Bridgehead. Majority of the corporate recruiters in on LinkedIn, the senior folks that you find would have encountered Bridgehead or ForgeNet in one way or the other by interacting with people or our services.
Very impressive, Venkat. I mean, what a journey and what vision, I must say. Way ahead of its time, I think, and very, very useful as well for the fraternity. So, Venkat, you have been in this particular domain for a very long time now, as you said, Bridgehead. September 2nd, I think you said that you were released. September 3rd, you were in DDR and talking about launching your company. And so you have been in this domain since 2005. So, and you have seen what kind of roles veterans have been going then and now, and how the entire landscape has changed. So, what is the current opportunity landscape for veterans in the corporate sector, especially today's trend? Earlier, it used to be only, security or administration. Now, security itself has become very, very specialized, and there are so many other roles which have opened up. So, what is the current opportunity landscape for veterans?
Everything has got unbundled, as you rightly said. Earlier, it used to be a broad brush it as security, uh, but then then you have at least 12 different domains, that subdomains that we call. So everything has got unbundled, right from business development, marketing, sales, security, project management, anything you name it, you got it, and then unbundled. As far as the landscape is concerned, the opportunities landscape, I can safely say our folks can pick up at least in 60 to 70% of the opportunity spectrums. But the challenge the challenge lies with the individual himself or herself. That's where the problem is, because as far as the world stereotypes us, we also fall into the trap that yes, we are stereotyped because there has to be a reason, that is why we are stereotyped. So the opportunity landscape lies in our mind majorly compared to the corporates. There are two kinds of corporates. One who knows, okay, yes, which knows these are the positions that we are very, very clear that we will give it to veterans. That's just about 20% of them, 15-20% of them. Majority of them do not know where to fit the veterans. Where can they find the veteran? That's the scope. That is the scope which you got to really, really hit hard, because they are amenable. They are willing to experiment. The ones who are very clear, I mean, who got set processes, you really can't go and beat your head against them. Okay, okay. If they say yes, they are willing to take veterans only and only for business development and not for pre-sales, you can't do anything about it. I mean, it would be a tough battle ahead. But the others, the rest of them, the 80% of them who are okay, who are open, fine. I mean, provided the skill set maps, they're willing to take them. Provided we can show the transferable skills, we are willing to take them. That is scope. So 60 to 70% of the market is the scope is open, barring a few which are highly niche or technical. But then I'm talking about, I'm generalizing about 90% of the cases. 10% of the cases you will find extreme exceptions. We are not talking about that. I mean, the extreme exceptions, you will not find them on any forums. They are finding their own way out. They're finding their own way to connect with people. So I'm talking about people who fall in the 90% bracket. So the spectrum is pretty lucrative. I mean, absolutely lucrative, provided we actually, we have our strategy right.
What I get is that we have to first be very clear what we want to do, and opportunities are there in almost everything.
Absolutely right. Opportunities are there. I mean, they are not ready-made. Okay, they don't say, okay, we are. For example, let's say strategy. For example, let's say there's a role for strategy in e-com, or which is an AI startup, which is into, let's say, AI based dating startup. Okay, and there's strategy role. He'll not say, I mean, that company will not say, okay, I'm looking specifically for veterans. I mean, for them, it's pretty clear. They are looking for, a strategy head. Business is this. But believe me, that role is also open, provided we are able to differentiate our offerings. We are able to pinpoint our skill set or the potential for that particular role, and that the onus lies on us. Not, most of the things will not be ready made, that okay, hey, look, we are looking for veterans, or we are doing this for you guys, but this is it. So the onus lies on us to really, really, tweak it and do it.
Right, very nice. So, Venkat, if that be so that also brings me to another question. इसका मतलब ये है कि everyone whosoever is going is almost on the common platform. The opportunities are out there, and how you, first of all, what you have decided, whether you are clear or not कि आपने करना क्या है, and secondly, how are you projecting yourself? I mean, how are you communicating what you bring to the table, right? So that skill set, those qualities, those, and how you fit the bill in that particular role. So what differentiates you? Now, I'm very often asked this question that all the armed forces veterans, all the armed forces officers who are hanging their uniform, there is a difference of 1920. Almost everyone has done the same kind of roles, same kind of challenges they have encountered. So how does one? So, and I'm telling you, I'm asked this question very often, and I, of course, answer it in my own way. But it will be interesting to hear from you. What are the common mistakes you have observed in armed forces veterans when they send their CVs, or whether they appear for interviews, or when they have that chance to communicate? What are you bringing to the table? So, what are those mistakes which you have noticed?
As I told you earlier, the trap, we are reinforcing the trap which is dropped by the world. The trap dropped by the world is
All are
They're,
same
they're same.
stereotype.
They are same. Yeah, they are same. I mean, standard. Fine, agreed. Okay, okay. Ranks are same. Okay, I'm a captain. The other guy is a captain. Fine, ranks are same. We both from artillery, same. We both from OTA, same. Okay, we both maybe let's take it. Okay, maybe we both were in the same regiment, same. But then, what really differentiates us is the unique skill set. That is what which is really truly ignored by our by everyone else, including our folks. Because it's easy. Okay, look, a colonel a colonel with 22 years of service has got this. So can I. Even I am. So it's easy. We follow lines. We follow those lines. We follow those boxes. Absolutely, which is wrong. Absolutely wrong. And that is what I think we have to. The onus completely lies on us to come out of those grids. Be proud of the rank, be proud of the regiment, whatever that experience that we have been. Fine, that is one part of it. Being a veteran is one part of it. Being beyond a veteran is what which will take us ahead. Absolutely, that is the only thing which will take us ahead. Being a veteran gives us respect. Beyond the veteran, which means that unique skill set, that gives us growth. Beyond a veteran, the unique skill set, that gives us the domain expertise, that gives us the right to win. Being a veteran does not give us the right to win. Our unique skill set gives us the right to win. My course mates, it's been now 17 years now. A few of them who left in 2005. Couple of them are still in, still floating around 14 to 16 lakh bracket. Couple of reasons are, okay, they're happy with that, but also the fact that they could not really move further. But then there are few who are in the 70 to 75 bracket, 70 to 75 lakhs per annum bracket. So what has made them apart? That is the revelation. That is the realization that, hey, look, okay, I've got my own unique skill set. I'm good. I'm good in this part of it. Okay, which I will actually project my unique skill set more than my rank, more than my uniform, and then I'll really leverage on that. I'll market that. That is one part which I think we have to understand, and the onus lies on us. Nobody can really. Nobody takes the pain. Nobody takes for the industry. It's easy. Okay, hey, all veterans. It's a collective pronoun. Me, you, and every veteran out here, or I'll say every individual out here in this day. The outsiders will actually say, okay, it's a collective pronoun. Bheed mein laga do in sabko. Okay. Hey, veterans. We love you, veterans. What my balls here? Come on. It's not that way. Colonel Manish has got his own unique skill set. What he's doing today, I mean, others can't do. He's been damn consistent, which is very difficult. I mean, he is building something with a belief which others don't have, even though they might have that intent. So same is the case with everyone else here. So we really have to bring that part, that unique skill set, and then differentiate ourselves basis that, not because you cannot differentiate yourself basis the ranks. Captain to captain, you can't say, okay, I'm so and so captain, others is so and so captain, or you can't say, okay, I'm a time scale colonel, he's a full scale colonel. You really can't use that part also. Or you can't say, okay, fine, I'm a Shaurya Chakra, and he's just a normal guy. He's not won anything. He was an LMC. I mean, those things are there, gone. Here, use that part, identify that, and then put it on the table. Put on the table. Be very discretionary. Okay, now here comes the exact question part, which is Colonel Manish asked, is okay. What the resume? There are three encounters which happen. One is on the public domain. One is on the public domain, which is like, where LinkedIn or social media, the other social media, or any other online platforms. We whatever that we put about us and we communicate, it is actually connecting with people. That is the first encounter. Second encounter is the resume. Your resume is the second encounter which is happening with the potential folks or the hot leads. Third is the interview encounter, the face to face encounter. All these three things, you got to be really, really discretionary. We got many things, but then you got to omit then commit. Pick up only those things which resonate with the potential target audience and put it in the best possible manner. Same thing for your communication on online, same thing for the resume and the interview too. Absolutely, anything more will hit hard, anything less will again hit hard. The only thing which will land a soft blow is, you actually articulating every possible bit of communication, and that will happen only when you are communicating it or about yourself, which is beyond being just a veteran, because it is beaten to death now. It only gets us respect, but your growth, your right to win will actually come from things which connect with them, and they are the business skills. What business skill that you carry? What is that proof of skill? What is the proof of proficiency? That is what you got to convey.
Very well answered, Venkat. So for the audience who always want a summary of everything, I will summarize what I got from his answer is basically everyone, the industry expects, it stereotypes us, veterans, that every veteran, they take it for granted that yes, he will have good management skills and people management and administratively, and he'll be fit, he can handle operations, and he's relatively or comparatively, he's his integrity and honesty etc are in place. So it's a given, it's an acceptable thing for everyone across the thing. So if you are just mentioning these things, it's not enough, because this is taken for granted. Now, beyond this, what you are bringing to the table and how what you bring to the table is relevant to the job role which you are applying for, whether it is skill set, hard skill, soft skill, business acumen, whatever it is. What is that thing and how it is going to help the business is what is going to differentiate you from the rest of the crowd. Okay, so many of us when they are going out, एक तो जिंदगी में भेड़ चाल बहुत होती है ना? तो मतलब मनीष कोचर ने पीएमपी किया तो वेंकट भी पीएमपी कर रहा है, क्योंकि वो मनीष इज हैंगिंग इज यूनिफॉर्म, तो यार पीएमपी करें, हम भी कर लेते हैं, टाइम है. वेदर आई हैव द इंटेंट एंड डिजायर टू बी इन प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट और नॉट, बट मैंने पीएमपी भी कर लिया, सीआई सीपीपी भी कर लिया, 2-3 अदर निबॉश की सर्टिफिकेशन भी कर लिया, सब कुछ कर लिया, एंड देन वी थिंक दैट वी आर नाउ फिट एंड रेडी फॉर द इंडस्ट्री. 4-5 अलग अलग तरह की वो हैं. उसको देख के मुझे तो ये समझ में आता है कि दिस गाय इज कंफ्यूज, ही डजंट नो व्हाट ही वांट्स टू डू, बिकॉज़ ही हैज डन सीपीपी आल्सो, ही हैज डन पीएमपी आल्सो, ही हैज डन दैट सम सर्टिफिकेशन व्हिच इज टोटली डिफरेंट. सो ये जो सर्टिफिकेशंस की जो रेस है ना, हाउ डू यू सी दिस, how relevant it is, since I have seen on Zenith jobs, you get jobs, you get CVs, and then there must be a match taking place, people must be getting jobs through your portal. So who are those people who are actually making it, and are they also in the race for getting all these certifications?
Anything which money can buy is easy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So difficult things are what money can't do. I'll again take your example. You've been building up.
Okay, Venkat, just a second. I will just ये ना मैं एक एनालॉजी ड्रॉ करता हूँ. Somebody had asked me
हाँ.
कि सर, this online MBA from some good institute. So the question was कि मैं ये online MBA कर रहा हूँ, that too from IIM, and so sir मैं भी तो IIM से ही कर रहा हूँ. So I just told him what is the entry barrier to your online MBA and what is the entry barrier to a regular MBA from the same IIM. So it was something like this. Your online MBA had no entry barrier. It was easy. Anybody who had the money could do it. But regular MBA, one had to appear for, MAT or GMAT or something, had a good score, and then, get accepted by IIM. So that was the answer to him. So it's that easy. If something is very easy to obtain, it may not be carrying value to get you a job on the basis of that particular certification or on the basis of that particular qualification. Just because of that, you may not get the job. It may assist you in getting the job. Right, please go ahead.
Perfect. See, the game is all about the entry barriers, the kind of entry barriers that we have. For example, I'll just, will all of us visit, let's say, temples. I'll take the example, Tirupati, one of the most, famous, revered temple in India. During lean season, they have barricades which are about, the barricades they lay down, which is about, a kilometer in length. Okay, even in the serpentine manner. During peak season, the barricades are 5 kilometers in length, completely snaked out, and that is because it is about the barriers to entry. Before we enter the main Garbhagriha, sanctorum, the whole process actually makes is same thing. The entry barriers for we are very proud. We say yes, entrance exam, then SSB, which is of these many days, and that is why people actually say, "यार जिसने SSB clear किया उसमें दम है उसमें," because of that entry barrier. So that entry barrier itself creates a value. This entry barrier can come in many forms. It can be purely merit, it can be money. There are certain products which are so expensive, so certain courses which are so expensive that only few can do it. So entry barrier, this is all about, the game is all about entry barriers because of the numbers. You got to thin down. Somewhere one has to thin down, So if there are 100 applicants and the corporate has to choose 2, how will it will lay out those entry barriers, right? That's the only rule of the game, and there's nothing else. So how to really, cross that entry barrier? One is the hard way. Hard way is absolute hard way. Now, second way is differentiate yourself. The only way is differentiation. Now, coming to the certification and courses, majority of the certifications are like multivitamins for us. I hope all of you know about the myth about multivitamins. Most of the multivitamins that we take actually are get washed in our piss and shit. Absolutely, they do really zilch value for us. Absolutely, unless it's a pain point. For example, we got deficiency of B12. Only then when we take B12 multivitamin, it helps. Otherwise, with popping those many pills won't really matter. Same thing with these courses also. Adding 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. LinkedIn when you go, actually you see NEBOS certified, FRH, CRH, CEC, blah blah blah, and then you have all these certifications. It doesn't really. It adds to the ego. Most of the time, it won't add up to your candidature. Knowledge, definitely yes. Anything helps in knowledge. Even online also, when we read something, it helps in knowledge. Knowledge, yes. But if the objective is being a preferred candidate, no, it won't help. Especially in the case of veterans. Because the industry has got a notion that hey, these guys know it, and we are ready to experiment with them. Especially in the case of veterans, they are okay with that. So there's no point in wasting time and resources for doing those certifications. Coming to the question of management, the MBA or the 6-month course and stuff. I'm very blunt in that. I'll not just now. I've been actually advocating this for quite some time. The 6-month courses really they've got a shelf life of 6 months only. 6 month ka 6 month ही shelf life hai. There's nothing more than that. The regular MBA courses if they are providing you a platform, If they are a springboard, only then. If it is not a springboard, if it's a flat board and you got to jump and the onus of jumping is on you, then it doesn't really help. I mean, you're losing out on those 2 years plus or 6 months and the opportunity cost and opportunity money. It is better to actually work as an intern with someone with any organization, even without stipend. That would really help. Okay, so unless the MBA is providing you a springboard to jump, it is providing you a platform, which means if you're an alumnus, you can proudly say, and the alumnus actually pulls you up, and the industry actually pulls you up, its value. If not, fine, it's another thing. I mean, you got money, enjoy. I mean, you want to enjoy, no, it's that thing. 6-month courses. The best part about the 6-month courses, and the only part is, it provides a platform where all 40 or 50 veterans are available at one place. So it is convenient for the corporates to come in there and look for people without spending time on LinkedIn, without spending money on Naukri, or without spending money on consultants. So they know, okay, here we go, it's absolutely free. And then there are 40, 50 people who are already there. So that is the only point. There's nothing else. They don't come there because they know, okay, people have picked up the skills, management skills. No, it is the convenience. We go to more supermarket, we know, okay, right from sabji to dal to or chota mota electronics or stationery is available there. Same thing with this course. I'm not demeaning the course. Fine, whichever way it benefits, but then that's the thing. Value, 6 months shelf life. You can decide. I mean, it's pretty easy to decide. Yeah.
Venkat, I would also request you to put in your LinkedIn ID so that people can connect with you. They can and Zanuck Jobs portal this thing details on the in the chat box so that people can actually see that there are jobs available on Zanuck Jobs and they can also apply there. And before we move ahead, I must tell everyone that there is a Values Summit which is taking place on 15th of October in Gurgaon, and I strongly recommend that every one of you must try and attend that. It's a physical event, and a lot of personalities, key personalities, would be attending that summit, and it will be a great place to network with like-minded people and also benefit from the connections. So it's happening on 15th of October. It's a Sunday, and it is from evening 5 o'clock onwards and followed by dinner. So a lot of key personalities are coming there. So I strongly recommend. The details are available on all the Value Talk groups and Value Network. And time to time, we have been posting these details. So do make it a point to register for that. And also, all the links to Value Talk, joining Value Talk families have been put in the chat box. Please do join and also spread the word so that the family grows and our voice can be heard by the industry. And this is what is our intent. Right. Thank you, Venkat. I have so many questions. I have questions about salary. I have questions about how veterans can network. But I think if I ask all the questions, it will be not fair on my part. But one question I would ask is, how can we, as veterans, how can we capitalize on our leadership and team working skill from what we have learned and developed and built in our military career and stand out as a kind of a valuable asset for the corporate role? How do we capitalize on it?
You have asked a question, and there's one term which you used that itself is the answer. The whole question, and there's one term, and that term is stand out. You use the term stand out. How do we stand out? No, so that's the only way. Believe me, the world is moving at such a pace that it's so much of noise. We need to clear the noise. Is all around us. LinkedIn is complete noise. Naukri is noise. Online platforms are noise. So it's all noise. When I say noise, it means so many stimuli, information stimuli, which are available for everyone, absolutely. Right from the individual job seeker to the corporate. In this world of noise, we got to create a clear signal. Unless we do that, we will never be heard. Okay, I am referring we is collective, but just take it as I. Okay, I will never be heard if I can't create a clear cut signal. In the world of noise, I will never be heard, and if I'm not heard, I'm not seen, not heard, then there's no way. There are two ways to grow. One is the hardcore consistent way. You got to keep hitting, keep hitting. One day it happens. Okay, for most of the veterans, that stage has passed, because you are actually hitting yourself. You're pitching yourself against the industry veterans. You're pitching yourself against the domain guys who are already in the industry. Plus, as surprising or as shocking it may sound, but it's true that you're also pitching yourself against the other veterans who are also in the fray. Let's say there are two cases which happen. Corporates which is considering your profile, it will consider against rest of the world. I mean, the profile which has come to it, whether it's the civilians or others. It's pretty easy. The domain experts always gain an upper hand, the industry domain guys. Second case, when they'll consider, when you are pitched, when they're hiring a veteran, they already have a couple of them or dozens of veteran profiles. What makes you different? What makes you different? What makes you different from, they'll clearly see, okay, broad base, they know captain, major, lieutenant colonel, lieutenant commander. Broad base, they know, okay, your CV profile and stuff. If your document doesn't convey your unique skill set, if it doesn't help you stand out, you've lost a chance. Because unless you get a face-to-face interaction, you don't stand a chance to convey why you are good for that. And a face-to-face interaction is like a lucky break. It doesn't happen that way. It's not easy getting that face-to-face interaction. I know most of you would have already seen the kind of selection ratios, the rejection ratios. Getting that face-to-face interaction is really, really valuable, because only then you can convey what you bring on the table. So the whole battle lies prior to that. What you got to do? So to really summarize, the answer to this thing is just one thing: stand out, absolutely stand out wherever that you are, and there are ways and means to do it. And that is precisely what we are doing today. Is helping people ground up, helping our veterans ground up. And, build your brand, be different. Convey your skill sets in a unique way. Tell your career stories. We'll tell you how to do it. If you can do it, fine. Else we are there to help you. But that is the only way. The industry sees who are there. The most convenient path, the path of least resistance for anyone, is convenience. And for the industry, it's very convenient. Okay, who is more visible on LinkedIn? Are you searchable on Google? There are two things. Just do this litmus test. Type your name on Google and see where do you rank in search. Go on LinkedIn and try to find out. See where do you rank in search. There are two very, very simple litmus tests, and which are the most convenient thing for any recruiter or any employer. You're visible there, half the battle is done. Simple as that.
Venkat, I will not take much time now.